okay? Because Vlad is yapping. But it's all good. It's his platform. He can do whatever. I say all that to say Vlad is now turned into this personality where if Vlad tweets something, and, he told me this, and he said this to the world publicly, that, because I remember one day I was talking to him, and he says, you know what I like about you? When these rappers get at you, you fucking defend yourself. And you don't care if you beef with them for a year or 2 years, you're going to defend yourself. And I told Vlad, I said, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. You know why? Because I don't want him to do what they did to you. If you let one person get away with a narrative that you're X, everybody else is going to jump in. It's a pile-on effect. Ever since then, Vlad has not backed down from nothing. He's mad outspoken, and he got hot takes for everything. Shit, one of his recent hot takes was that Bad Bunny, because he didn't speak English, was not good to perform in the Super Bowl. I vehemently disagree. It's my man's. We could disagree. But he stayed on that point, and we've seen him echo that out not only in his interviews and disseminating his thoughts through there, but on Twitter as well. Well, the latest thing, and I'm hoping this is not an inflection point that we created a monster, Vlad has now tweeted something out, and this is clearly the most engaging content he's ever gotten without a guest, where his opinion is now sending these ripple effects of, it's like the tremors after the earthquake, and everyone's talking about this. What I mean, everyone, people sent this to me from everywhere. People that didn't watch hip-hop content, people that didn't care about hip-hop, but it does go into something that people care about, right? Now, I want to just caution everybody, because I want y'all to listen to every word I say, and I want y'all to save this broadcast. Okay? I want y'all to save this broadcast and listen to every word I say. Okay? Let me read his tweet, and then I want to go over it. DJ Vlad tweets out. He says, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They've also paid off the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge, too. Jay-Z did a verse for the grandsons, or the grandson of the judge, new album. They paid Meg's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay-Z's payroll. And it doesn't just stop with LA. But you're not really ready to hear that part, are you? The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory in jail, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that now, don't you? The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, they're also paid off by the Rock Mafia. Jay paid Trump not to pardon Tory, even though it's a state case and Trump really could only pardon federal offenses and cases. But knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay was not taking any chances. I can't keep these secrets anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me. Well, damn. That's a drop mic moment if you would ever, want one. Now, it's important to kind of look at this whole thing. Not that it necessarily matters, but it does. This tweet got 94,000 likes. It's the most engaging thing that Vlad has ever tweeted. Okay? I think if I go back to his profile, I could probably see the views. 10 million views. Not even close to what he usually tweets out, not even touching 1 million, okay? He's only followed up via Twitter with a few responses to random people. Some people said, hey, why are you confessing now? Did you feel bad, or did the money stop coming in and you're mad about it? Vlad said, well, the money stopped coming in and I never signed an NDA. Okay. Someone says, damn, I'm low-key too shook to retweet this. He says to that person, I don't blame you. Save yourself. Somebody else says, damn, Vlad, be safe out here. Jay-Z could have your security on payroll. He says, I've always used Rock Nation security. I might need now to get my own. Someone says, how much are they paying you? He said it started with $10K a month. During the trial, it went up to $50K. All the payments were in Bitcoin, so they couldn't be traced. Someone says, Vlad, stop cloud chasing, dude. If it's true that Jay-Z paid you, then you know you can't possibly be the only blogger he paid. So considering everything you just said, why didn't you name the other bloggers who Jay supposedly paid? He says, well, every blogger is on Jay-Z's payroll. We all got paid with Bitcoin. Now the price dropped. You see a lot of us turn on them. Someone says, well, if they've been paying you, does that mean they stopped paying you? He says, correct. Their last check bounced. Someone else says, it's over for Jay-Z. I keep saying he'll be the only guy arrested from the Epstein files, the fall guy. Somebody says it's deeper than that. Jay-Z is Epstein. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's 2026 and you can save 40% off creator plans. Yes, 40% off. So you can hear yourself.
Interesting here. Very interesting. What do y'all think? Well, when I seen this, well, let me try to call Vlad. He might answer, he might not. Let's see if we get Vlad on the phone.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Vlad is act. Pick up. Why does Vlad have like this police ass thing? Let's see if we can get Vlad on the phone. If he doesn't answer, I'll text him. We'll get him back eventually during the broadcast. Knowing Vlad, he's dropping something today, probably related to it. We'll get to it. Why do I have a... Yo, Vlad don't even trust me with his... Y'all want to dinner with Vlad? Yo, Vlad, you don't trust me with your real number? Is this a Google Voice number he gave me? That's... Yo, that's critical. That's critical. I just called a Google Voice number? Yo, Vlad, what's going on, brother? Anyway, now... I want to calm everybody's outrage. Number one, let me just say a few things. I don't think these need to be said, but I have to say it because I've realized that people care about this a lot. This has turned out to me, if you ask me, like the Kai Cenat thing, right? Where it's not about you. Like, for example, this has nothing to do with me, but by the mere how big the story gets, you're somewhat indirectly implicated, right? Like, for example, in the Kai Cenat thing, he was saying he's not in a relationship, but it made it look like the rumors of why he's not in a relationship is true. Those rumors kind of implicated me. The bigger that story became, I have to answer. So let me just put this out unequivocally, because in case people have sunk their teeth into his original tweet and some of his responses and they're saying, aha, we have figured it out, I want to make a blanket announcement that if Jay-Z sent the checks, I never got them. Okay? I want to be very clear. I'm a very open person. And y'all know how I get down when it comes to beef. I love telling y'all who I done finesse, because I feel like I done robbed these niggas in reality. So I'll tell you what it was, if there was some shit to tell. I got the biggest mouth in hip hop. You know me, I can't hold water. Pause. So this idea that Jay-Z has all the bloggers in his pocket and he's paying off, well, just I'll raise my hand to say I'm the only one that's not. I can't vouch for these other guys. I cannot vouch for these other guys. Now, this before we get to the whole veracity of the tweet and this and third. But I want to make that abundantly clear. And I'm always open and honest. I used to do business with Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, to promote their artists until me and Meek Mill got into it and I threw it in his face, pause, that Rock Nation was paying me to promote him while we were beefing. And then he got mad. I've never done business with Rock Nation since. That's years ago. You know, me and Meek been beefing for like 10 years. Come on. So, you know, I'm always open and honest, right? They'll just pay me to like, yo, hey, could you let people know this album's coming out? That's it, you know? Now, I'm always honest. The honesty never really is full transparent around this industry, but I'm always honest about what's going on with me. If you ask me, but this shouldn't be a day about opinions. It should be more about provable facts and having people making really educated opinions. And that's what we're going to use it for. But if you do ask me, I do believe that other individuals, and the majority of the individuals in media, I wouldn't say they're getting directly paid by Rock Nation to defend or whatever, but they have mutual business interests. And that's how usually things go, right? If we have a side company together and you're my partner and you're funding this side company, and then people are attacking you in the mainstream of hip hop, I don't need to get told to go defend you. I'm probably going to say, y'all are attacking my partner. I'm going to go over here and be like, hey, what are y'all saying about my partner? Right? Now, I don't want to come off like Alex Jones. Everybody knows I'm a math major. I like to stay in logic, so we're going to be very logical. First and foremost, Vlad did actually speak on this, and he did speak on this on Sneeko stream. So Sneeko actually streamed, and Vlad called in, and I want to play what he said on Sneeko.
Nano Banana Pro is now on Artlist. Get Google's most up-to-date model and
stream about his tweets because Sneeko actually got him on the phone. Let me see. Sneeko Vlad. Let's see what was said. Right here. Here we go.
That's a jerk off. Stay on that side. Vlad's calling me. Hey, Vlad, what's going on?
Yo, what's good?
How you doing, man? I'm on stream right now. Is it okay?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so I saw your tweets about Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Is everything okay? Are you in a safe spot?
Man, people just do not know sarcasm, do they? It's just, sarcasm really just goes over people's heads. It really surprises me.
Okay, so you're trolling.
Of course I'm trolling, man. Hey,
okay, so what's the purpose of this? Is it
Jay did a verse on the Judge's Grandson's album? Like,
okay.
How is this not obvious?
Yeah, the timing is strange because now he's getting revealed in the Epstein files. So I'm sure especially a lot of people do see how Tory Lanez is innocent.
I guess, man. Do they really? I mean, he was convicted by 12 jurors. His appeal has been denied. Like, come on.
You don't actually,
really?
you think that Megan Fox is the one, you think that he shot her in the foot?
Megan Stallion?
Megan Stallion.
He said Megan Fox.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about. So
you shot her too?
No. Okay, so. All right, you're just trolling.
Yeah, man. Look, at the end of the day, we don't exactly know what happened, but, when you shoot a woman and she's willing to take the stand and say that person shot me, that is very hard to get over, And if he really didn't shoot her, then he should have taken the stand and said that. And, just all the pieces, and he's talking to Kelsey on the jail phone and he's apologizing to her and she's the shooter. How you gonna be in jail and apologize to the person who put you there?
Well, obviously maybe they forced his hand, but I did see his bodyguard, his security.
His hand. He was in jail.
His security just went public and said the opposite of what the mainstream narrative is.
No, not his security, Kelsey's security, who was not her security the night of the actual incident. That was her security during the trial, and he said that he overheard her saying that. That's the story. And that story is from May of last year. And that appeal that they tried to file was denied.
What about the forensic evidence where it said that she stepped on glass? That's what the original doctor's report was, correct?
She said that she stepped on glass originally because she said that she didn't want to see everyone arrested. But then when she went to the hospital, to the doctor, the actual doctor took the stand and said there was bullet fragments. And he pulled those out. And then at first he said she wasn't shot. But then when they filed the appeal, he said that Kelsey was a shooter and he hit her arm and the gun fell to the ground and fired 2 more times.
Vlad, if Rock Nation just pressed you, you could say that too. If you got the call from Rock Nation, be honest.
Have you ever shot a gun before?
Of course.
Okay. Have you ever dropped a gun on the ground and it fired twice?
I have not.
Can you imagine any situation with a gun where you drop it on the ground and it fires 2 times?
Okay.
I'm asking you, as someone who shoots guns, can you imagine that situation happening under any sort of physical condition? His lawyers actually said this in a press conference.
Okay, I mean, she lied on Megan Thee Stallion. She lied on
That's how she got shot.
on Gayle King. She said that she never had a relationship with him that was sexual, and then later she did.
Absolutely, she lied about that. But she was not taking the stand. You know, at the end of the day, you could lie in interviews, but when you take the stand, it's a very different story.
Okay. So Vlad later, and I'll let you know if he messaged me or anything. Love to get him on here. And I don't know if you guys do know, before I get to the next part, me and Vlad, Vlad pays his guests. We're content creators. We don't do the money transaction stuff. I don't need to get paid, and he doesn't need to get paid. So what we do is, every time you see me on Vlad TV, you might chop it up to a million parts. He's going to come on my podcast, and he comes on off the record. And we do that type of trade, and I think that's fair. It doesn't matter if he chops it up and he gets 15 million views and I only get 500,000 views. It doesn't matter. For me, I like content for content swap with someone I respect. Not everybody, with someone I respect. Right now, he owes me an appearance on Off the Record. And I will tell you this, and I'll tell it to Vlad, I only want to talk about this tweet. I have nothing else to talk to him about but this tweet. I have so much conversations to have about the tweet. But let me first react to his tweet, but not only his tweet, but him explaining on Sneako's stream that this is simply sarcasm and people have gotten, like basically almost saying, you niggas fucking stupid, right? Like, it's kind of like, and, I have 2 problems with his tweet. And again, I love Vlad. Vlad's a peer of mine, and in this new media conglomerate that we do have of hip hop, we don't really beef like that anymore. Me and Adam used to get into it, but not anymore. We have tremendous respect. So I'm gonna really treat this with kid gloves. But I'm extremely disappointed in Vlad for 2 reasons. It's clear that based on what he said to Sneako, this tweet he put up was trying to, grind. He had an axe to grind, and it was clearly with Tory Lanez. Now, if anybody knows Vlad and ever watched his platform, when Vlad has taken a stance about one particular thing, he brings it up in 15 million interviews. We all know this, right? Like, this guy, I met him once. Like, Vlad tells a story. I met him once. He was mean to me. Vlad's going to tell that a million times. We all know it. And I don't know what the real issue is with Tory Lanez, but the Tory Lanez thing is one of those things for Vlad, where Vlad consistently. Now, keep in mind, Tory Lanez has been locked up, okay? I want to be very clear. Tory Lanez has been locked up for 3.5 years. He's not scheduled to be released from jail, right? I looked at the time. It said actually about 2 years from now, 2 or 3 years. So he has 3 more years that he has to serve, okay? The people who feel he's guilty or innocent have made up their minds one way or the other. Everyone had enough information based on either the trial, the accusations, initial statements, witness statements, things you saw in the media. Wherever you found your information from, if you think that Tory did or you think he did not do it, you've probably made up your mind. You're not in you're not 2 years after the game is done like, what really happened? You either believe he didn't do it or he did do it. The reason why I'm disappointed with Vlad for this is that Vlad turned seemingly at this point this need to be right or need to be like, oh, I told you so, right? I told you so. And I'm going to give you the context of why it's an I told you so type of tweet into something that I find offensive to the, culture in how people and people just intellectual abilities. Because your stance on the Tory thing is that I told y'all this nigga was guilty. That's kind of what he's saying. And he's being sarcastic about it. Because yes, I do believe the initial tweet is sarcastic. If you know, I do believe it is sarcastic. Absolutely. And I'm going to go down it line by line, but I have two problems. Number one, you're using Tory to make everybody who has believed any of these things look like a complete idiot for everything and trying to absolve other things that there's legitimate questions about. That's a problem. There's many questions to be had about Jay-Z, and we will bring them up today. So you're saying because, so now you want to, get your little slam dunking on Tory that you're now saying, oh, if y'all believed all these things about Jay, you're an idiot. No. That's why they're now saying it's sarcastic. They're going to continue to say it's sarcastic because, and somebody said, what's the point of the tweet? The point of the tweet is trying to lump everyone who believed this. And remember, it's his most viral tweet. Lump y'all up in a bag and say, these are the idiots. They believe anything. That's the point of the tweet.